I'm still a kid. I feel like a kid and age is just a construct. I feel like we're all inside a kid, an adult, an elder, all that type of stuff. We're just being able to label ourselves based on our age. To be a kid, you don't have to be my age. You can have fun. You can do whatever. Just have fun for the joy of it. So ever since I was 1 year old, you guys have started traveling with me, and I've been to 48 plus countries and 6 continents, soon to be 7. And one thing that I always have remembered about travel is people. In my memory and in my soul, I've always connected with people around the world. When we were leaving America to go travel, people would always say, your kid will never have friends. She'll never have people she can talk to. They'll never be able to speak the same language. And we might not be able to speak the same language, but there was this connection. It was the human connection. You don't have to be the same race. You don't have to speak the same language. But being a human combines us together.
And that's something that you really remembered the most, is about the travel piece, is really the people, yeah?
And I really remember being able to hang out and, like, of course, I'm still a kid. Even though I've grown up and even though I have my own fashion brand, I'm still a kid. I remember I would play in the dirt and we would play at the beach and we would, like,
So people say this, so you brought this up, so I want to bring this up because we can have this conversation, is others do ask, like, so you've got this fashion brand, you're speaking all over the world, like, are you a kid still? Like, what does that question mean to you? Like, what do you do as a kid to be a kid?
Literally yesterday, I was just hanging out with my friends and we went to a trampoline park. I'm still a kid. I feel like a kid and age is just a construct. I feel like we're all inside a kid, an adult, an elder, all that type of stuff. We're just being able to label ourselves based on our age. Mm-hmm. To be a kid, you don't have to be my age. You can have fun. You can do whatever. Just have fun for the joy of it.
So you're saying that adults, really, we lose a lot of that, right?
Yeah, we lose our kid inside of ourselves.
But you, every day, you do daily things that keep you as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, like, so why don't let's kind of dive into it. I want to get more into this because that's a big question, right? And yeah, Hanalei's very well spoken, right? She's been on stages since she was 6 weeks old with me on stages and speaking to world leaders recently. Yeah. But would you share, let's start with there. Do you remember the moment that you decided that you were going to be a fashion designer? Do you actually remember that moment?
Yeah. I remember when I was about 7 or 8 years old, mm-hmm. We were on the beach and we were walking and you came up to me and you're like, Hanalei, what do you want to be now? And of course that caught me off guard because I'm like, wait, what? And we started talking and we really started like, you can do something. And so I feel like I've always loved fashion. Mm-hmm. I've always loved creating. Well, actually, I didn't know what fashion was until I finally started looking into it. And so when I got asked, what do I want to be now? It was able to change my perspective on what I could truly be and do now. And it's funny to think about it because permission is such a big thing that we need, but we can never get.
What is that? What do you mean by that, permission, essentially?
We seek permission. We seek the permission of others. We feel like, especially as kids, permission is everything. You have to ask to go to the bathroom. Right. You have to ask to get food.
Okay, so you're saying, I'm gonna interrupt you just because I want to get into this. So you're saying, like, when we asked you, what do you want to be now, instead of, which is the normal question, right? Most kids are hearing, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
You feel that Dad and I, by asking that, gave you actual permission to choose what you wanted.
Yeah.
Right? And I think because a lot of families, they're expecting kids answer questions because it's what they think that their parents want to hear. Do you think that's true?
I feel like we're always trying to please. We're always trying, as kids, we want to please them. We want to, because we want to be able to have fun. We want to be able to do all these things. And if we're doing something bad, we're not going to be able to do that.
Mm.
And so I feel like we're always trying to say, like, when people ask us, what do you want to be when you grow up? We're like, oh, maybe something suitable. Maybe a doctor. That's something that my parents would like.
Right. So you say what the parents think, and in reality, you as a kid, you're like, you have so many ideas.
Yeah, maybe if you don't want to be a doctor and you want to be an astronaut or a dancer or something like that. And some example that I always use is we're all born with a spark. We're all born with that spark inside of us that is able to light up, that shines, and it's our passion. For you, it would be helping people. Branding, do all these things. For me, it's art, it's fashion. And as a kid, that spark is so big since we're able to create, we're able to try new things. But as we grow up, that spark dims.
Why do you think that spark dims?
It dims because people are saying, like, oh, you can't do that. You don't have enough money to do that. You're not smart enough. It's saying
it's like not responsible. Like growing up, you start to become too responsible.
Yes, and you're not able to take risks.
Yes.
You're thinking about how can I please others. Instead, you're not pleasing yourself.
That's big, right? What do you guys think about that? That's a big, really big statement, especially hearing it from a young person, and she gives us perspective all the time. So you remember the moment when we said to you, what do you want to be now? And you're like, whoa, I want to be a fashion designer. Like, I want to be a fashion designer. So can you share more, like, what is actually, like, what became of that? Why did you say a fashion designer? Now what has become the mission of this brand, this company that you've created?
Well, I've fallen in love with fashion, and I've been able to create fashion, but at the same time, I've started to find out the deeper meanings, the deeper sides. I remember the specific point when I was traveling. I was revisiting these beautiful beaches and these crystal clear waters. And one day I revisited that place, and it was a landfill. And so I've realized traveling and seeing these different places, and like me having my love for fashion and me saying I need to help the earth, I said, why don't I combine this? Why don't I make something together? And so I started finding out about Fast and So Fashion. We actually researched up until midnight, just looking at different things. And it was really sad, and it was really empowering at the same time.